Cursed is a man who puts his trust in a politician, because politics is all about interests, and it is only for a fool who shall always put it in his mind that a politician shall always change his life, while the common man continues to bear with the high cost of living. The Tibim and Tialala game was not all about the high price of unga. Neither President Ruto nor the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga had a single mention on the high cost of living, not until journalist, I remember very well, Brian Mushiri posing a question on the high cost of living to the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga.
Yeah. There's a question? No question. Fantastic. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
No, they don't.
They don't have.
My name is Brian Mushiri from NTV. What is your position on the cost of living? Because there are some who engaged in the weekly protest because of the high cost of living that the country is currently experiencing.
That is contained in the...
What does that tell you? It simply tells you that the planned demonstrations were not all about the high cost of living. I remember it like yesterday, back in 2021, Moses Kuria predicting that the then Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto, will come and work with the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in this near future. And indeed, it has come to pass.
I was the first one to predict about the handshake before the handshake.
Wow.
If you go to my Facebook on the 22nd of February 2018, I wrote that Raila Odinga will decamp and work with Jubilee before Mudavadi, Kalonzo or Wetangula. And I said, mark this post. Yeah, it didn't take 2 weeks.
So unajua mtu yako?
Raila mtu yangu bwana. Mimi najua yeye kabisa. Kalanga prediction. I use my prediction, so you cannot take me to
umekuwa nabii, okay.
Huwezi kunipeleka
nabii wa
kotini.
siasa.
It's not a criminal
Another
offense.
prediction.
Raila Odinga and William Ruto will work together
Yeah. When?
in 2022.
What makes you say so? They work together as an handshake or before the elections?
Before.
They work together before the elections?
Yes.
Not after the elections?
Na kuna watu wataachwa kwa mataa.
Why would he get into a coalition with William Ruto
Last bullet.
before elections?
Last bullet.
Last bullet or last year ukweli?
Last ya ukweli sasa.
In last ya mwisho
Hii
ukweli?
ni last ya ukweli. And you know, Baba, hii kitu mnaita, yes, he's in opposition throughout his life. But look at, he's always where in the warm corner of the opposition. Sio ile iko na baridi. Sio ile iko na baridi. Government are all where it's happening.
So you're predicting that Raila Odinga will work with William Ruto?
Yes. He has his hand at the pulse of the nation. So he knows that William Ruto has got unassailable lead. So the logical thing for Baba will say, create for me some space. Nimaliza hii maisha yangu hapa uzee wangu. Nikusaidia tu kama rafiki yako, tulifanya kazi pamoja. I give you some wisdom. And I give you the ideas I had, you know. And for me, that's something I would encourage.
William Ruto and Raila Odinga are going
Yes.
to work before 2022 elections.
Yes.
Not after elections, before 2022.
Before 2022. And that's for me something I'll actively cultivate.
You want us to make...
I'll make it happen.
You are the one who's negotiating the coalition.
I'll make it happen.
And that confirms to me that in this life, there is no path to peace, but peace is always the path to follow. And in this episode, I'll just like to outline all the nitty-gritties of the galvanized handshake that has now been rebranded as a bipartisan approach. But before we concretize on that, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. And more so, if you're watching me from a different platform, either Telegram, TikTok or Facebook, kindly just head on over to YouTube, search for Mohamed Yusudi. I'll be the first right person to pop up. If matters socio-economic and political matters are your great areas of concerns, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button so that each and every time that I upload a new video, it will automatically reflect on your notification panel. And by so doing, you'll simply be supporting my content. Now, President William Samoei Ruto has just made a magnanimous decision of blinking fast. And it is from such moves that even Babu Owino himself has always been acknowledging that Ruto outsmarted them even in the last general election. President Ruto, being a master court poet in Kenyan politics, he understands very well that when you're fighting a suicide bomber, you have to choose your tactics very well before you disarm the culprit. And the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga seems to have swallowed Ruto's bait. Honestly, all know all the purported plans by the government that were in the public domain considering tomorrow's protest.
Can continue causing havoc and mayhem for as long as he wants. But I want to assure the people of Kenya today from Kakamega, tomorrow, nobody, I repeat, nobody will be allowed to destroy property anywhere in the Republic.
This is like your teacher taking you through very thorough revision just to prepare you to sit for an exam. God forbid you fail. Whatever punishment shall befall on you, it is only God who knows. And maybe whatever would have happened tomorrow, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga would have been accountable or answerable for all that. And in this case, maybe it will be the ICC. And by the way, Ruto's trap had put the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga under two options. One, calling off the demos. And when he immediately calls off the demos, then he automatically loses all the supporters to whom believed that through him the high cost of living will go down. And two, maintain the demonstrations, and his followers shall believe that he is a man to whom runs the ideologies that are mostly people-centered. Nevertheless, you can now imagine of all those supporters to whom lost their lives during the demonstrations. They are easily forgotten that way, because life has to go on, despite now the fact that the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is now going to meet and have a talk with the man to whom has been mocking to be running an illegitimate government. Anyway, that has just been my opinion. If you have a contrary opinion to mine, kindly just feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. And as I end this, kindly just don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Thank you, and may God bless you.